This is Keep On Cooking, a podcast dedicated to plant-based cookbooks, created, produced, and hosted by a cookbook lover for cookbook lovers. This podcast features interviews with the authors themselves, giving you a behind-the-scenes look at the stories behind the recipes. Here to bring you your weekly dose of culinary inspiration. So grab a cookbook and keep on cooking. I'm Dustin Harder, and this is Keep On Cooking. Hello and welcome to Keep On Cooking, the only podcast dedicated to plant-based cookbooks. I'm your host, Dustin Harder, and if confusion were a career, listen, bebes, I'd be the CEO. That's the way I'm feeling these days, but I'm here and we're doing this darn thing. It's just me today, and I'm excited to chat through Vegan Pasta Night, a modern guide to Italian-style cooking by Brianna Claxton. Before we get into it, what's coming up? Well, I think we mentioned this on an episode before, but I'm so excited because I'm actually chatting with Charlize Rookwood this week, and I will post the episode next week. We are going to chat all about her brand new book, Vegan Soul-Alicious Plant-Based Island Cooking. Charlize Rookwood, the vegan influencer and host of the Black Vegan Cooking Show, brings a vegan approach to African and Caribbean style cooking. Whether you are new to vegan cooking, simply want to reduce the amount of meat and dairy you are consuming, or are an experienced plant-based cook, Vegan Soul-Alicious has a fresh and delicious point of view, offering an exciting approach to cooking that is irresistibly soulful and centered on wellness and joy. That is something I can get into in her debut cookbook, Vegan Soul-Alicious. Charlize Rookwood shares her favorite vegan dishes as well as recipes that showcase African and Caribbean flavors that will make your taste buds sing. In the process, she proves that plant-based food can be boldly flavorful, vibrantly beautiful, easy to make, and a reflection of cultural roots. This book is out today, actually, May 6th. So order yourself a copy or go buy one wherever you get your cookbooks. We love a local-owned bookstore, so get into it. And next week, you can join us book in hand as Charlize and I chat through the book. So I would love for you to do that. And listen, no reason not to know something. Let's chat pasta. That's in line with today's book. We're going to talk about what's up with vegan pasta and non-vegan pasta. You know, sometimes I get that question, well, what makes it not vegan, right? And some vegans are surprised that, or some people who just went vegan are surprised that sometimes pasta's not vegan. So here's some tidbits to help you out if you're curious at all. Pasta can easily be made vegan. So let's just say that there's many types also that already are. So you got to choose your pasta, right? And most dried pastas like spaghetti, penne, fusilli, it's naturally vegan. It's made from semolina, which is wheat flour, and water. So you just want to check the labels to make sure it doesn't contain eggs or any milk derivatives. You want to watch out for fresh pasta. That's where we're getting into some eggs, right? And that's like if you're in the store too and you buy fresh pasta, I mean, air quotes, fresh pasta. That's often containing eggs, right? Or homemade pastas containing eggs often. Restaurant fresh pasta often has eggs in it. Specialty pastas like some stuffed ravioli or flavored pasta, you want to watch out for that. It may include cheese, milk, or egg. So, you know, it's really just checking the labels, asking questions at restaurants, those things. If you go to like an Italian restaurant, and I'm not talking Olive Garden, okay? If you go to an Italian restaurant, you just want to chat with them because often they have lots of things. There's a couple in our neighborhood here that I've gone into, and they make all their pasta fresh. So like they can't do any of it vegan, you know, because they don't. I shouldn't say they can't. I should say they do not. They're fixed on using egg in their pasta. But let's talk about that. So there's ways you can make your own vegan pasta dough, and there's a simple vegan pasta dough recipes in this book we're going to talk about today. Also, Chloe Coscarelli's Vegan Italian Kitchen is one I've turned to many times. And of course, it's simple things. It's flour, it's water, it's olive oil. I think in Chloe's to replace the egg, not that you have to, by the way, but she uses silken tofu. So that's a great way to make homemade pasta. Easy breezy. You knead it for 5 to 7 minutes. You let it rest for 30 minutes. Then you roll it out and cut it. If you have a pasta attachment on your KitchenAid, you can make, your own kind, whether it's a little spaghetti or a fettuccine. You can do whatever you want. And now we're looking at vegan pasta fillings and sauces. So you want to replace dairy or meat-based sauces with marinara, puttanesca, arrabbiata, pesto, and nutritional yeast instead of, you want to use for pesto, you want to use nutrition in your pesto. You want to use nutritional yeast instead of cheese. That's what I'm trying to say. Getting all tongue tied. Cashew Alfredo you can do for, or a vegan cheese sauce. I even have a cauliflower Alfredo, I think, in one of my books. And of course, olive oil, garlic, chili flakes. Those all make great replacements for any sort of dairy laden sauce. I love myself. I love a pasta with just some high quality olive oil, a little garlic, some chili flakes. It's one of my favorite things. You can do a lentil or mushroom bolognese. Actually, we just had a lentil bolognese go up on the keeponcooking.com blog. So if you want to get yourself a lentil bolognese, you can get it there. And that, my friends, is just a little insight on making sure you make the most of your pasta experience. Veganized, easy peasy. Speaking of easy peasy, we are here to talk about the fantastic book, Vegan Pasta Night, a modern guide to Italian style cooking. Everybody, I love this book start to finish. And I think you can tell by now when I'm in love with the book on this podcast, right? Start to finish, and the photos, oh my gosh. So Brianna Claxton, who's the author, and she also did the photos for this book. It's truly stunning photography, and she has amazing tattoos, and her hands are featured in many of the photos. So it's a cool just visual with that too. I really love that about this book, the photos of it, and just the composition of the photos and everything like that. It's so good. And I get a lot of cookbooks in the mail these days, as I'm sure you can imagine. And the sign of a great one to me is when I get so many coming in and I get one and I just can't stop flipping through it. I often get some, I flip through it once and I'm like, okay, well, I'll return to that if we have that person on the pod or if I go through it. But this one I couldn't put down when I first got it, and I continuously come back to it. Now, I will tell you, I was supposed to have Brianna, the author, on the podcast. She was all set to roll. And then I got ghosted a little bit. And that's no shade to Brianna. From what I could tell on social media at the time, things were like a little difficult in the life of Brianna Claxton. And so I don't take it personally at all. But I've been holding on to this book, wanting to do it on the podcast, kind of wishing she would pop back up in my email or my DM or somewhere. But it looks like her social media account, she actually just got rid of it. And to that, I support and applaud. It's different for all of us. And if that's the decision she made and decided no more social media, I'm into it for her. But just to know, I always like to tell you that I do give the authors the opportunity to come on and talk about the book themselves. And I held on to this now for 3 years. The book came out in 2022, so I have been holding on to it for some time. But I kind of thought, listen, it's time for me to do it because I love this book so much. And, if Brianna ever does want to come back and talk about it, absolutely, I'm here. We'll do an episode with her on it. But for now, let's talk about the book, From Carbonara to Sweet Potato Gnocchi with Brown Butter and Sage. Join Chef Brianna Claxton for vegan recipes that will show you a whole new way to eat Italian. Whether it's cheese, butter, pancetta, or any number of ingredients, it can seem impossible to eat delicious Italian classics while staying vegan. Not anymore. Join Brianna Claxton for a unique tour through pastas, sauces, and signature dishes, perfect for sharing. Start by learning how to make a variety of pastas from scratch, whether you want straightforward semolina dough or a more creative dinner built around activated charcoal, squid ink pasta. Anybody? You'll learn how to do it here. Brianna also covers techniques for filled pastas and shaped pasta. Then move on to recipes and techniques for the vegan cheese and meats that are essential for cooking Italian, with amazing versions of staples, including parmesan, mozzarella, and calamari. You can make all this and more. So let's dive in, everybody, shall we? Chapter 1 is fresh pastas, sauces, and essentials. So fresh pastas with the semolina pasta dough, flavored doughs, gnocchi 3 ways, and Alfredo, heirloom pomodoro sauce, vodka sauce, butter, heavy cream, and roasted garlic are a few items that round out this chapter. Now, I find homemade pasta making, especially with vegan pasta, is so much easier than I anticipate every single time I do it. And these pasta recipes are minimal in ingredients with an easy to follow procedure. There's even an incredible tomato sauce in here labeled the tomato sauce that I've made several times, robust and flavorful with flavors balanced perfectly. So if you get this book and you get into that sauce, it may become like your go-to sauce, like the kind where you're kind of telling people like, hey, yeah, it's my special sauce. But let's give Brianna her flowers there, okay? And when we're looking at flavored doughs, we got a spinach pasta, we got the squid ink pasta, there's a beetroot pasta, and a turmeric pasta. I mean, does it get any better than that, having all these options? We've got the gnocchi three ways. So there's a ricotta gnocchi. And what else is in here? The ricotta gnocchi. I'm not seeing the other ones. Where'd they go? Oh, sweet potato gnocchi, and ricotta gnocchi. So you've got those. Listen, I say ricotta. Okay, everybody. I know some people say ricotta. I'm not going to do Italian pronunciations in here because I'm not Italian and I'm just not going to butcher it because I'm going to feel really bad if I do that. Okay. So if you want to get mad at me, you can get mad at me. That's part of putting yourself out into the world and doing a podcast. Sometimes people are going to get mad at you. And I'm just going to be okay with it today. Okay. That's how I'm going to feel about it. So that's your gnocchi three ways. So just so many different ways to make pasta in here. We got an Alfredo in here. We got that vodka sauce we told you about too, heirloom pomodoro sauce. So we're just going to move right on along. Ooh, but I'm stopping at these compound butters. Let's read the header from Brianna. She says, these are fun ways to spice up the butter recipe on page 40, depending on what you're using the butter for. These three variations of butter recipes are the ones that my grandmother used to make all the time with conventional butter. My favorite ways to use them are to add a small amount to the top of a filet mignon, which is in the vegan meats chapter, or spread them on bread instead of plain butter. That said, use them however you want. Try them when making a grilled cheese or kick it up a notch. Flavored butters are a fun way to explore different flavor combinations and get creative. We've got a Calabrian chili butter. Oh, hello. I discovered Calabrian chilies working with Chloe Coscarelli on her restaurant concept last year, and or a couple years ago, I became very obsessed. It's so funny. I've been with Chloe 10 years and she's always teaching me new stuff, but I loved it when I tried. The first thing we did was a Calabrian chili like glaze. Oh my gosh, on some cauliflower bites. So good. There's a garlic herb butter here and then a white truffle and sage butter. So everybody, she's giving you some butter goodies to get into here, and I absolutely love it. Okay, the next chapter is vegan cheese. We have some classics in here, and I love this. She's moving from the fundamentals. You get all these great bases to make fresh pastas, fresh butters, fresh sauces, right? And then you're going right into some cheeses. So like already vegan pasta night, Italian, she's really hooking you up. We got a fresh mozzarella, a parmesan, shredded mozzarella, goat cheese, ricotta, burrata, and Brianna's approach uh Brianna's approach here is really straightforward and unfussy, everybody. And these picks she took for all of these make you want to make every single recipe in here. And some takeaways from this chapter are, you're getting cheese that you can make at home to elevate your pasta dishes later. But it's not just about the pasta dishes. You're going to have cheese on hand you're going to learn how to make, which is always so fun to do. And you can put it on everything. Like she said, you can make a grilled cheese with it. You could do that homemade vegan butter plus your homemade cheese and make a delicious grilled cheese with it. All these great things. This book is really, well, it is Italian and pasta. I'd say it's an all-purpose cookbook, really. And chapter 3, speaking of, is vegan meats, baby. I wasn't expecting a vegan meat chapter, but it fits. I'm most curious about making this filet mignon that she mentioned in here. It seems very easy too. And there's also a ground beef, chicken cutlets, bacon, pancetta, shredded beef short ribs, hot and sweet Italian sausage links. Come on. Meatballs. How could you not have the meatballs? Chorizo and scallops. So you're really getting a variety to inspire your Sunday night suppers here. Now, we've gotten some essentials and must-haves to elevate the pasta dishes. And now we're going to get into some baked pastas with chapter 4. I don't know about y'all. I love me a baked pasta. Like, I love it. I've thought about starting like a baked pasta company where like you make pre-baked pastas that are frozen and you can sell them like that. I just gave it. Someone take that idea and run with it. Go with it. You're so welcome. But just nothing's better than a baked pasta. It's so comforting, it's so hearty, it's so satiating, and you just are happy when you eat it. And what a great way to cook for a group of people. Like it's a great share item, you know. We're doing Thanksgiving with a lot of people this year on David's side of the family, and it's gonna be a few days in a cabin. Very exciting, right? And I'm thinking I need to take a tray of baked pasta and I'm just gonna feed everybody one night. It's gonna be so good. So from the jump, I'm hooked on these sausage and ricotta stuffed shells with vodka sauce. Having sausage mixed in with the ricotta here, paired with the richness of vodka sauce, seems to make for a very, very delicious and exciting meal for me. We got lasagna bolognese, baked rigatoni, cavatappi with vodka sauce, kale and garlic breadcrumbs, penne arrabbiata and parmesan, and baked mozzarella garlic rigatoni. Listeners, I want it all. I think baked this last one, the baked mozzarella garlic rigatoni, is singing to me. Might need to hit my dinner table tonight, actually. And again, I want to impress here that these photos are gorgeous in here, and all of these recipes, for how elaborate and delicious they sound, are pretty straightforward at first glance. So get into it. Chapter 5 is fancy pastas. So that's when it's the dinner party vibe, right? You're having that dinner party. What am I going to put on the table? Everybody loves a pasta. Well, I don't want to just do a baked dish of pasta. Let's impress them with some fancy pastas here, right? David picked the sweet potato gnocchi with brown butter and sage in here and made it, and it was divine. I have my eyes on the sun-dried tomato gnocchi, but there's also a classic carbonara, 20 clove garlic penne. It sounds exactly what it sounds like. Then it's right in the title, 20 cloves of garlic, babe. Linguine with white clam sauce, roasted fennel and sausage, cacio e pepe, one of my favorites, sweet pea and tarragon alfredo, and kale alfredo with chorizo and farfalle. I love that we have some straightforward, familiar items, and then that Brianna gets playful with these dishes, adding her own unique twist with the flavors. So that's awesome to get into with fancy pastas because there's stuff right? But then I love this author making sure they put their own spin on it, so that we're getting there. It's someone who's invested this much time on a pasta book. I'm hoping you're thinking outside the box a little bit and giving me your own spin. So I love having that in here. Chapter 6 is filled pastas. So, of course, I'm a sucker for a ravioli. So, I'm already here for this chapter. Love the lobster ravioli with saffron and mascarpone cream. There's even a squid ink fagottini with basil garlic yogurt in here. What is the squid ink, you're asking? I think we already said it earlier on, but it's activated charcoal. And, you can buy that online or wherever you buy your local sort of exotic ingredients. Would you consider that an exotic ingredient? Y'all remember when activated charcoal had a moment? It had a moment like 8 years ago or so. I remember actually in Chloe's first restaurant concept, we had an activated charcoal lemonade. And then there's a tarragon tortellini item in here that it looks like I would enjoy. Incredible. I mean, listen, we're talking pasta, we're talking bread, we're talking butter, we're talking cheese. I'm gonna enjoy pretty much everything in this book, I'm thinking. And I've seen a lot of vegan Italian books at this point. Again, I've said her name twice already on this episode, but like we do and have been big fans even before we knew her of the Chloe Coscarelli vegan Italian cookbook. But I'd say this might be a close second for me. With all the vegan Italian cookbooks out there these days now, I really do love this book. We've got a butternut squash ravioli in here with brown butter sage and a Calabrian chili candied hazelnuts. What are you even talking about right now? That is that is elevated. That is a step up. You're giving me some good stuff here. There's ricotta and chicken with Marcella cream sauce, beaten tarragon tortellini. I think I mentioned that one, but left the beet out. So lots of good stuff in here. Chapter 7 is breads and spreads. We're looking at breads and spreads in here. Stuff like herbed shallot and heirloom tomato focaccia. Oh my gosh. Breads and spreads, it's two of my favorite things. I'm not joking when I say me and my husband have actually stared at this herb shallot and heirloom tomato focaccia photo while sitting at the table eating dinner. Something else completely. It's when I first got this book, I'm not kidding. It sat on our dinner table and we would just look at it. We would just flip through it. The pictures to us are that beautiful. And we've talked about this focaccia. We actually haven't made it, and I'm just thinking of it so much now because we talked about making it so much. So I think it's time. I think I'm going to have to put this focaccia to the test and make it. We've got a roasted garlic bread in here, rustic Italian bread, bruschetta, carbonara, fresh basil pesto, and sun-dried tomato pesto, and Calabrian chili aioli. Yes, yes, and yesity, yes, yes, yes. All the things, please. Hey, speaking of breads and spreads, next week going up on Keep On Cooking, I just did a vegan Texas toast. I know that's not as elevated as the items we're talking about, but y'all know it's good shit and I'm into it. So I made us a vegan Texas toast. That's going to be up on Keep On Cooking soon. So keep your eye out for that. If you've been like, I want Texas toast, but I haven't had it in years, I got you. Chapter 8, we're wrapping things up here with sides and staples. For me, from here, it's the English pea arancini. I love an arancini. In general, it's a great way to use up leftover risotto, and you give the reader some freedom in here. Brianna does here by offering other variations to try with the arancini. And I think this book is such a great tool, not just for pasta, but for home cooks to get together with friends and family and create together. And the arancini is a great example of that. Uh, and we've got some other things in here, a fennel gratin, because again, this is sides and staples, wild mushroom and sage risotto, insalata mista with lemon poppy seed vinaigrette. My favorite soup. So it's just labeled my favorite soup. Let's see why it's her favorite soup. So Brianna says, it's all in the name. This is a soup that my grandmother invented, and somehow nobody could even remember what it was called before literally everyone started calling it my favorite soup. Growing up relatively poor, when it was her turn to make dinner for the family, she made this soup because she could stretch her ingredients by making tiny meatballs and including them in the soup. It's these little meatballs that are the special, not so secret ingredient, which really does something to your brain when you're eating them. It's hard to even explain, so you have to try it for yourself and then track me down and confirm to me that it's your new favorite soup now, too. Brianna, I've been trying to track you down, girl. Because everybody, it was a lot of emails sent. I think we might have even had a call that like I got ghosted on completely where we were supposed to record. And then I did hear from her and then I didn't. And then so Brianna, I'm trying to track you down, babe. I'd love to chat about this. If I make the soup and I find you, can we talk then? Uh, but so we got my favorite soup, and now we know why. Caesar salad with bacon, roasted broccolini with lemon goat cheese dressing, caprese salad, rosemary and citrus marinated olives. Yes, yes, yes. Stuffed banana peppers, calamari. We got that calamari in here, everybody. Mozzarella frita, chicken parmesan, and chicken Milanese. So really, really awesome things in this book, everybody. Helping the family come together, create, cook, and enjoy dinner together are fabulous books like these. And that brings Vegan Pasta Night, a modern guide to Italian-style cooking, to a close. That was a quick look for you, a short little episode this week. Don't worry, we'll get back into it with an author on next week. Like I told you, we're going to have Charlize Rookwood here to talk about vegan Solalicious. But for now, everyone go get your copy of Vegan Pasta Night, a modern guide to Italian-style cooking, everywhere books are sold. I promise you that you won't be sorry. And listen, again, I'd say normally I tell you to follow people on social media and all that, but Brianna has removed her account. So you want to support her, you can still support her by going out and grabbing a copy of this really fabulous book. And if you ever listen, Brianna, thank you for giving the world this gorgeous book. We appreciate you. Everyone be sure to like, follow, and subscribe everywhere you listen to podcasts. And please check out keeponcooking.com for brand new episodes every single week. And hey, follow Keep On Cooking with Dustin Harder on social media, where I'm posting the recipes with reels and goodies like that as they go up on keeponcooking.com. I'm looking forward to next week, and I hope you will join me then. Until then, keep on cooking. And hey, remember, it's nice to be nice.
Thank you so much for listening. We'd be so grateful if you would rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast. It really does help us.
Yes, thank you so much. And don't forget to check out keeponcooking.com for all of the latest in recipes and Keep On Cooking updates. This has been a Muzzy Cat production.